Welcome everybody. This is Brian Whitmarsh and you are joining me in my Tailwheel endorsement journey in session number 6. I have recorded the other sessions, so if you'd like to go back and see those, you're welcome to. Concentrating on a few things today. First one, let's start with just getting in the airplane. Left foot on the little bar there, right foot in, butt in, grab that bar, pull yourself out, and get your left foot in the airplane. Seems simple, can be very confusing. Alright, we're getting the airplane started up here. We've obviously gone through all of our pre-flight check and all that. Today the instructor really wants to see me exhibit some consistent landings, both wheel landings and 3-point landings. Here is takeoff number 1. I had checked everything but overlooked one item here, and my instructor knew that I had overlooked it but wanted me to experience it again. If you saw session number 5, see if you can guess what it is. We're going to spin up here, pushing the yoke forward, always looking out the front, concentrating on, if I'm going to look at the instruments at all, just a quick glance, because you can look at those instruments. If you look too long, you can be going the wrong way or hit the wrong. You're really concentrating on riding and dancing on those rudder pedals. If you noticed, the Maule didn't pop off the ground like it normally does, and that is because I forgot my first notch of flaps. Here's beautiful Buhl, Idaho on a nice bluebird day. Today there's not really a lot of wind, just a little bit of crosswind, but better than session 5. Coming in for my first wheel landing, concentrating on keeping it coordinated, keeping it over the runway, just kissing the runway. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Yeah, a few too many kisses. Let's get out of here. If you noticed, one of the hardest things for me is to remember you do not land this like a tricycle gear airplane. You get those wheels and then you push forward, which you would not do because you would be worried about in a tricycle hurting that nose wheel. Alright, coming in here again, had one big bounce, but then I added some power to regain and push the yoke forward and was able to keep it on the runway. I'm going to do a touch and go here. Again, a lot of practice. Just takes practice to figure out how to dance on those rudder pedals, keep it straight down the runway, and avoid the ground loop monster. Anyways, here we're coming in for wheel landing 3, and concentrating, keep it straight, floating, get it down. Couple bounces there. I typically, once I start bouncing and am not able to save it with power, I just like to get out of there and try it again. All about practice here anyway, so. Coming in for wheel landing 4. Again, starting to get a little bit more confident, which is great. And just in my mind is stick the landing, stick the landing. Coming in here, wheels, gliding, touch, push the wheel, push the yoke forward, stick the landing. My instructor told me that one of the closest times that he's ever really almost done damage to airplane is when he jumped into a tricycle gear airplane, and he's been flying tailwheel forever, and you come in and you stick the landing. You just land differently. You're not going to shove that nose down in a tricycle like you are with the nose wheel. So once you get that kind of muscle memory, the instant you kind of feel those wheels touch, push forward and stick the landing. Alright, we're going to practice this again. Again, that muscle memory, touch, push forward, let your speed bleed off. Coming in here, trying to get a little closer to the numbers, and I need to be more in ground effect sooner in order to get closer. Here we came in, we touched it, we were a little bit sideways there, and that's why it was a little bit bouncy there. Now we've switched up. We're now on 3-point landings. And difference here, you bleed off the speed, and then you allow that attitude, nose up attitude, to touch the front gear and the tail wheel at the same time. That one I touched the rear a little bit sooner than the front. I had a little bit too much attitude there, and so the instructor just let me know to give a little bit more power. I missed my taxiway, so we're just going to back taxi here on runway 9, uniform 03, Buhl Airport. Just something about doing these turns puts a smile on my face. In the tail wheel, you can come in, and if you turn hard, that tail wheel will turn into a free castering tail wheel, and it'll just spin right around, and it's kind of a cool feeling. And then once it's free castering, you kind of have to move forward and dance on the rudder pedals in order to get it locked back into place. Here is takeoff number 2 in our final takeoff. Again, instructors looking for me to be able to be more consistent on my landings. Today, starting to get that consistency. And when you don't get the consistency, or you have a start oscillating, start bouncing, the decision making of going around, you can always try it again. All right, that time I actually had the flaps set properly. That's starting to get burned in my brain as well, and so we pop off the runway quicker there. Here is my second and final 3-point landing. Trying to keep my speed up a little bit more, and so I don't float, don't bounce, and we're able to stick that 3-point landing. Let the speed bleed off. Once that tail wheel's down, you pull that yoke back to keep the airplane from trying to fly again. And you continue to concentrate on flying that airplane all the way back to the hangar or to the fuel stop, to a full stop, whatever. All right, coming in here, time to get some fuel, and had a surprise, which was nice. Got the Handshake. This starts my official journey in becoming a true tailwheel pilot. Got that endorsement. Very excited to see the smile on my face. One thing I did learn that I didn't really know is that they're not just going to send me off in the airplane alone. Insurance is a big deal. A lot of low-hour tailwheel pilots experience damaging aircraft by ground looping. So the ability to just rent a tailwheel airplane is different than a tricycle Cessna. And so we need to get some more time and be flying a lot more with the instructor, as this is only insured for dual instruction. Looking at what the insurance would cost to have me so I could fly solo, but we'll see how that goes. Anyways, thanks for following me along the journey. I will probably bring you along for some of my other flights with my instructor where we go out practice some off-field landings. Have a great day. Thank you.